Welcome to lab activity number 5. This is our final lab for Thermoplastic Resins lab done online. And this addresses mechanical properties of thermoplastic resins. So last week we did FTIR, and this week we are going to do mechanical properties. So in this case we're talking about two different types of mechanical characterization. We're talking about impact testing and we're talking about tensile testing. So there's a few more videos that I would like you to review in preparation for your quiz, as well as the lab activity document, which I'm now going to open up. So we talk about both IZOD impact testing and Charpy impact testing, and then we talk about tensile testing and give a schematic of the tester and the different types of information that you get from a tensile test, and then the procedure for answering the questions in your summary document. And so we're going to look at IZOD data for impact, we're going to look at tensile data, and then from there we want you to make the determination about which one is Lustran and which one is Lexan. So for these, please review these videos and then your activity document and answer your lab quiz. In this case, you actually have two different data packets because we had to do two different tests. We did IZOD impact, and then we did tensile testing of these samples. And so for IZOD impact, what we show is, of course, the background on the samples, and then our different sample groups. We did both notched and unnotched samples. So we did 3 of each, 3 notched and 3 unnotched, and then we did the average of all of them for A. And then we also did the same thing for B. So these were notched and these were not notched. And we report the impact strength in foot-pounds per inch below each one as an average. But you can also see the individual data points there. And so then we did tensile testing of these samples as well. And so tensile testing was accomplished, and we again did a sample group A and a sample group B. From those data we got peak load and then extension at peak load. So this is the strength of the material and then the strain that was present on the material at that load. So we have the average reported here for peak load for A, and the average extension at peak load report for A, and then the same thing for B. So once again, average peak load and then average extension at peak load. Shown here are the tensile diagrams for both of those. You can see A at the top and B at the bottom. And so for those two sets of data, so both IZOD impact and tensile data, from there you should be able to answer your summary questions. So once again, here we have the summary assignment due before 11:59. And these are the questions that I'd like you to answer. So you have to look at both sets of data. So first, for tensile data, I'm asking about crosshead speed, and then from tensile data, I want to know the greatest overall extension, and then the highest peak load that was achieved. And then on 4, I'm asking you which sample achieved highest notched, and then which sample achieved highest non-notched strength. And then of course on 5, the ever-present question, which is based on the IZOD data and the tensile data and the information from the uploaded data sheets for Lustran and Lexan, which one of these is Lustran, which one is Lexan. So now we have looked at all of the samples of our two experimental resins, those being Lustran and Lexan, by two different thermal methods, a spectroscopic method and mechanical method. So now we should have a very good idea of which one of these samples is Lustran and which one is Lexan. And this is our last lab activity. The only two activities that follow this are your lab final next week and your extra credit assignment the week after that, which I'll do a very short video for both of those together.